very exciting to be working with Sasa. This is the 11th year that they've worked with Ladies' Purse Day, and one of the things that they've been trying very hard to do is to encourage hat wearing, and so to be brought over here from the other side of the world. So when I first started talking with the team at Sasa and about what they wanted to do while they were here, we made a selection from my archive of maybe about 30 hats, and then as we carried on talking and thought we could do this and this, it went to 35 and then more 40, and I think in the end we brought about 45 hats with us. But I also have quite a large selection of pieces at Hat Woman, and so the pieces from Hat Woman are also being used in some of the fashion shows and displays that we're doing here at the moment. So I would say in all there might even be about 60 hats in Hong Kong for the Sasa project now. It's quite funny thinking about my favourite hats, and it's a question that I'm asked quite a lot, and I think it's that one, and then I think it's that one. Today we saw on the catwalk show a beautiful one we did with lots of pink flowers on wire, and it's one that I really loved when I first made it, and then I got a bit bored with it. Seeing it again for the first time, I'd say in about 3 years on the catwalk, is a lovely thing to do. So that's my favourite. But then if I look here, these Swarovski crystal beetles we've done are also sort of my favourite. I love the colours in this. And then this is from my current collection, the one on the end with the red velvet and the black feathers. And I'm always obviously very proud of my most recent collection. But then I've put this on myself, and I love these pom-poms, so maybe this is my favourite right now. We find sometimes people are not used to wearing hats, and so that's why we make quite a lot of quite elaborate hairbands and hair pieces. And our famous one is the pair of cherries, you know. But actually the cherries are a bigger hat in a way than some of our small hats like this with a smaller trim. But so I would say it's really great for a woman to have a hat, and you could start with a smaller style and maybe with a veil, which is quite nice for parties and evening wear. And then as you progress in confidence, you might end up with a big hat, you know, with a wide brim, that you could come somewhere like this and attend the races at a big outdoor event. So I don't know whether you would ever say one hat forever, but a good starting one is something with a veil, I think. Me in my own collection, I have, you're going to be so upset with me, I have about 5 hats in my collection. This is one. I have a top hat, which I wear to Ascot in the UK, and I have a flat cap, and I have a baseball cap also with these pom-pom ears. So I'm not the best hat wearer, sorry. The process of making is actually really enjoyable. Designing is sort of one side of it, but the actual process of making is really enjoyable. And of course, as you become more successful and your team gets bigger, you have to delegate things. So I don't spend that much time making, although I do work on all the samples. So when we make up the first one of each design, I love making. And I would listen to music and sing along to Kate Bush or ABBA or something, and it's a really a nice process. But because we make they're called a sample, so it's the first one you make is a sample, and you have to actually be quite strict. You have to make notes of exactly how you make it, so that you can remake it again. So if you would ask me what's my favourite part about making, it would be making a hat that I only ever have to make one, and I can almost start and let it grow.